about the importance of investing in the early years. To hear the Deputy Prime Minister come out and say, give that message loud and clear today was really heartening. It was a very good speech from our point of view.
So we're going to get this extra 15 hours of preschool education for 2-year-olds, but that comes at a time when the government's been taking away money in things like the Children's Trust Fund and stuff.
Sure, obviously it's a very difficult economic context, but I think as Nick Clegg said, as Daycare Trust argued, spending in the early years can be real reward in the longer term, especially for disadvantaged children. And by targeting this funding on childcare costs for the first, for the most deprived 2-year-olds, is something that can really pay dividends in the long run. So it's, I appreciate the political context, but today's speech is one that we will warmly welcome.
We don't yet know precisely how this is going to work out, but £7 billion over 5 years, only part of it on 2-year-olds, some of it going to help children through the school year, some more unspecified help to help poorer children get into university. When you look at it in that broad scheme of things, the money's going to be spread quite thinly, isn't it?
It is, and as you say, the speech has just been made, and we'll look forward to seeing the full details later today and also next week in the comprehensive spending review. I suppose we can, at this stage, we can only judge by the policy announcement, which on paper at least looks to be a very good piece of news.
Isn't the wider concern that at a time of spending cuts, it's going to be even more of a struggle for those poorer families and their children, whatever help is directed at them through schemes like this?
Well, that's right, and that's why I think it's important not to go down the road of cuts by spreadsheet, but when money's tight, you have to look at wider investment and where you can get the most bang for your buck. And that's going to affect families across the UK. But the fact that this particular scheme, giving 15 hours of childcare and early education for the most disadvantaged 2-year-olds, is a really good piece of news. As I'm sure you all know, childcare costs in this country are often prohibitively expensive. For a part-time place, you can often spend as much as £120 a week, which can amount to about £6,000 a year, and that can put people off getting childcare, which has a knock-on effect in terms of the child development and also parental income if they can't go back to work. So the fact that this funding has been announced today for 2-year-olds is a very welcome development.
It's fascinating as well that Nick Clegg is talking about this, not just in terms of childcare, but in terms of education. And some of the statistics he came out with there about the difference in the vocabulary which children will even come across by the time they leave school, depending on their family background.
That's right. That's absolutely right. There's a study, one of the biggest research projects in Europe of its kind, actually, which followed 3,000 children through preschool and beyond. And what that has shown is that the effects of high-quality preschool education on children from disadvantaged backgrounds is enormous. And it can do a lot to reduce the attainment gap, which is apparent by the age of 5. It's important to state, though, that those benefits only happen, A, if you've got high-quality childcare, and B, if childcare provision is carried out for all children in a universal setting, so you have a proper social mix there that represents the country. It's only then that you see those improvements, if you like, for disadvantaged 2-year-olds.
Shukla from the Daycare Trust. Thanks very much indeed.
Just skip past half past. Let's check on where it is.